I'm definitely going to take a week to practice doing the show by myself. Mhm. Do you know how to add music to Streamlabs? Is there like a way to like put music on your stream? How do you do that? Mhm. Yeah. Oh, dope. Okay, so I just need to set up desktop audio if it's not already set up. Perfect. Mm. Mhm. Yeah. So, do you should we close out the Sasha Banks situation? I don't think we told them that they're suspended on stream yet, have we? Yeah, yeah. So I'll talk about the Joey Janela situation, then you can talk about the Sasha Banks situation. Yep, and then we'll go free turn. Should that go before everything? Cool. Mm-hmm. And then I can do Joey Janela, and then I can also do the first match. And then I'll do the first match, the Fuego match. House of Black bumps way too much in this match, in my opinion. Yeah, me too. And then, do you want to do Acclaimed to Gun Club? Cool. And then, all right, sweet. And then I can do FTR, and then you can do Spears match and the Undisputed Elite, and then I can do Red Velvet Sunday. Is it this Sunday? Hey, yo. Okay, yeah. Oh shit, let's go. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Let's do that. That's perfect. I am doing the FTR promo, and then yep, and the Undisputed Elite, and then I'll do Red Velvet, and then I'll just mention the fact that there was a Hook and Danhausen training montage as well. Perfect, perfect. Um, yeah, I'll do Red Velvet. Yep, and then you want to do American Top Team? Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the American Top Team is like the umbrella term. The men of the year are in American Top Team. Yeah. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, that was the same thing. That was the American Top Team thing. Oh yeah, me neither. And then I can do DMD and Mox and Dan, and then I can also do the Mark Henry thing, and then you can do the main event. Cool. Is that do you want to do that before the main event? Cool. And then I can do the Jade Cargill thing backstage as well before the main event. I know that's when it was. It went the Mark Henry thing, then Jade Cargill, then the main event. Did. Then it wasn't happening. Okay, then you can. Okay. Then I'll do the Mark Henry thing. Then you can do the main event. Perfect. Shit, Tony.
What is going on, guys? It is Heel Turns and High Spots. I'm bringing you guys another video. First things first, if you guys have not already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Follow us on Twitter, Freebird Prodigy on Twitter, CBellville44. Our official account Twitter is at HTurn and HSpots. But before we get into that, we do have some news. With that being said, that started off, this is going to be my last episode of Heel Turns and High Spots. Number one, it's not fair to Charlie if I'm not putting my 100% effort in, and I feel like I haven't been able to do that since I started my job again. We want to thank you guys, or actually, I want to thank you guys for your support, and hopefully, when things calm down for me, Charlie will accept me back with open arms, and we can continue our journey here. In the meantime, give Charlie the utmost support for his podcast. He's going to be continuing it. So make sure you guys are still supporting the podcast, and you will see me here from time to time. So.
Yeah, Freeman, like I was telling you off stream, this would be nothing without you. And, you gave me the boost that I needed, and definitely welcome back with open arms anytime you would like.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, guys, it's just a little too much for my job here. Like, I'm literally, I get home at 4, and I really have no time to relax. So that's really one of the main reasons. Obviously, in this day and age, your mental health is, utmost important first and foremost. So just definitely need to take some time and let things kind of simmer down for myself here. Other than that, we do have some actual pro wrestling news too. From on the WWE side first, Sasha Banks and Naomi on Friday Night SmackDown were suspended for indefinitely. And that is honestly it's crazy because on Wednesday we just reported that we didn't know, or we said that Sasha Banks and Naomi's it was Sasha Banks' contract was reportedly coming to an end here in the next like two months. So we still don't know if WWE is gonna freeze the contracts, if WWE if it's not frozen, or I'm assuming that they're gonna be frozen because because Sasha Banks is just an unbelievable talent. So I'm assuming that they got to figure out like how long they're going to suspend her, and I bet you it's going to be a long ass time because they know that she's just going to leave anyway. And so that's going to suck. And as for Naomi, like I don't know where Naomi goes because like she's obviously she's related to Jey Uso, who literally just won the Unified Tag Team Championships. So you would think that they would want Naomi to come back as a heel. So I don't know if WWE like tries to mend Naomi quicker than they mend Sasha Banks. I don't know how that works, but
yeah. So the women's division on the WWE side is already split in half and weak enough as it is. This is a huge loss for them. Vince McMahon has said on more than one occasion, the ultimate sin that you can commit at WWE is no showing an event that you were advertised being at. So the suspension itself isn't, at least in my opinion, like uncalled for.
No,
I feel like it's definitely called for. It's the accurate punishment. But with that being said, this really does screw over both Naomi and Sasha here. I feel terrible for Naomi and Sasha, but more so Naomi just because Sasha's a maid. Sasha doesn't have to wrestle again if she doesn't want to. But Naomi, she's not this mega star that Sasha is. And she's kind of got it made for herself at WWE. Like, she probably won't be the star that, she's got some name value. She won't have the name value that she has elsewhere, right? So I just feel really, really bad for her, more so.
Another weird fact is on Friday, Michael Cole said that there was going to be a tag team tournament. And how do you do that? How do you do that when Naomi and Sasha Banks were literally your only tag team?
So this is the crazy part, because their main complaint was that there were no teams that they could compete with. Did they say 8-man or 8 women? I feel like I imagine that part.
I think you
honestly,
imagine
they'll
that part.
probably make it. I feel like they're probably just gonna do 4 teams, right?
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
But like you literally gotta throw random people together.
We'll have to throw random people together. And
I have a suggestion. I think so. Right now, that you have NXT Tag Team Championships for the women, and you have the main roster. You need to combine those.
Yeah, that could be. How's their division doing?
I'm not sure. I haven't even watched NXT since Triple H left.
Then yeah, there you go. That could be a great way to put over some NXT women. You know, they don't even have to do very well, but it'll definitely give some more teams in there. But as for WWE, they're doing the exact thing that Sasha and Naomi were complaining about, which is just throwing random teams together. The fact that they're announcing this tournament before they've even formulated any teams is ridiculous. This could have waited 2 weeks from now, right? And we can get some story in the women's division with teams, but nope, we got to announce it now.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. Ever since the beginning, there has never really been any real competition for the teams. I feel like they
exactly
like literally somebody wins it, and then they literally have to make a new team. So I mean, it's just really weird.
This is kind of the issue with, and I bring this up kind of a lot. I feel is like having a pay-per-view every month.
It is.
It's like because you feel the need to constantly have a competitor. They just forgot about it, bro. They have so much on their plate with every single division right now because they're constantly booking for the next pay-per-view. And it's not that surprising that the women's tag team belt, could get kind of swept under the rug here. It sucks that way, but if they want, it's a travesty to just have the belts be the way that they are. They should either get rid of them or use them correctly. This little middle ground is terrible.
Yeah, agreed. And I do like how we don't have a pay-per-view every month in AEW. It's just so nice. So nice.
It is so nice because nothing feels rushed.
Nothing feels rushed. Long-term booking, you can let really the stories develop and actually give them importance. And it also lets you not have to use your superstars each and every week. You can save a CM Punk for he doesn't have to be on every show. People like that.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like Chris Jericho's podcast. He was talking about how him and Shawn Michaels didn't have opponents for the upcoming pay-per-view, and Vince McMahon's like, "Oh, you gotta get on the pay-per-view, every pay-per-view." Then they were just like, "Okay, well, I guess we'll wrestle." Like, it doesn't make any sense, but I guess we'll wrestle.
Yeah.
And that's you can see that's what they do a lot of the time. It stinks, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's that money. It's that pay-per-view money.
It is that pay-per-view money, and I'm hoping that Sasha Banks realizes that, and I really hope that no matter what they offer her, she won't accept.
Yeah, I definitely hope so as well. But yeah, that division is just a laughingstock at this point.
Agreed.
But yeah, next up we got Joey Janela set his foot on fire, so that happened. GCW, 1 second, please. I think it was Maniac. Yeah, I knew it was something stupid like that. GCW Maniac. He faced Blake Christian, and in one of the finishing sequences of the match, he set, or it probably was supposed to be the finishing sequence. Dude set his foot on fire and super kicked Christensen. But after that, the fire wouldn't go out. So he's just sitting there with his leg on fire, and they're panicking. And it's not until crowd members start throwing their water bottles into the ring that they can let this fire out. And I'm just sitting here thinking, why would you do a fire spot with no fire extinguisher? What in God's name were they thinking? I love GCW. I love the wrestlers in GCW. But time after time, they're caught cutting corners in safety. Whether it's unprotected chair shots, workable tables, dangerous tables, literally like merch tables. I saw a freaking scaffold match at GCW, and you knew who was setting up the freaking scaffold? It was a crowd, man. It was a crowd. It's like they're constantly cutting corners.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It really sucks to see. They don't even have medics in the back,
That's horrible.
right?
Yeah.
It's horrible. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's all I got for that.
you would think that like they should like even like just like somebody like a nurse or something. I don't know. Anyone.
Anybody. Anybody. But yeah, it's well documented. They got nobody. And that's why they want to be the number 4 company in the United States, but with stuff like this, it really is hard to convince people that you are,
Agreed.
And this is coming from a huge GCW fan.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
in terms for Rampage, we got a pretty decent show. Definitely a show that got better as the show went along. The first match we had Fuego, Evil Uno, 10 and 10 versus the House of Black. Nice little scrap. So that started out with Evil Uno chopping Brody King in the corner, and then he grabs a headlock and hits a terrible Hurricane Rana. And if the people online asking why Dark Order is on Dark, this is why.
Yep.
Brody King sends him to the mat with chops, and he tags in Malachi Black, and the faces start to work on him in the corner. Malachi Black grabs a leg and takes 10 down, but then 10 gets on top and hammers home some forearms. Fuego also tags himself in, and Malachi Black tells in Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy chops Fuego down and hits Fuego del Sol with an arm breaker and starts to work on his arm, but then Fuego slips through and tags in Evil Uno. Malachi Black sweeps Evil Uno, and Buddy Murphy hits a senton, and the House of Black start to pound on Evil Uno. Fuego also tags himself in again, and he immediately gets sent to the ring. And after picture-in-picture, Fuego hits a standing Spanish fly, Buddy Murphy, that looked amazing. I think I've said this before, but I've known Fuego for a minute. I actually grew up as a kid watching his trampoline wrestling league.
No way.
On YouTube. Yeah, dude. I can't remember what his name was, but it was KBW. You can look it up online.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a trampoline wrestling league. It was so good at the time, and I love seeing him now. It's so cool. But what do we got here? Fuego Soul tags in 10, and he starts to take out the House of Black with a hot tag, and 10 and Evil Uno do a stunner and a German suplex combo. 10 grabs a full Nelson on Malachi Black. Malachi Black hits a knee and grabs a knee bar with a takedown. Evil Uno takes Buddy Murphy on the outside and saves 10. 10 hits a lariat on Malachi Black, and both Evil Uno and Brody King get tagged in. Evil Uno has the early advantage with kicks, but Brody King regains control as the rest of the House of Black take out the baby faces. Brody King gets a Gonzo bomb for the win. Right off the rip, hated how much House of Black were selling. We're trying to make these guys look like mystical beasts, like unstoppable. We're trying to build these up for the pay-per-view. I don't know why the baby faces here had the advantage 70% of the match. I'm not a huge fan of it. And before we get your opinions on that, I'll just finish up here. Penta's then at the top of the ramp and unveils a tombstone that says House of Black on it and has the Double or Nothing logo. What are your thoughts?
This was a much needed win for House of Black. We need to see them booked more predominantly though.
Yeah.
Especially until those trio titles come into AEW.
Yeah, 100%. We can't forget about how good these guys look. Like, they just look like killers.
Yeah.
They should be booked like it more often.
Yep. They should be right under the BCC.
You know, I'm gonna tell a story. I think this is a good time to tell the story. Teddy Atlas in the Territory days. I told you this story, right?
You did.
Teddy Atlas in the Territory days. This is a story told in 3 weeks. So the first week, his promoter, he's like, Teddy, they don't know you. Go cut a promo really quick. Teddy goes out there and he says, yada yada yada. I'm huge. Look at me, you know, and I need you guys to come out next week and help me bench press 400 pounds, right? So next week, everybody buys a ticket, sold out show, and they bench press, and he bench presses 400 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
he does it. Like, holy shit, he looks like a beast. This is the short version of the story. So the next week, he's got a match, right? So he asks the promoter, what do you want to see? And the promoter goes, you know, just go do what you, act like how you would act, right? Dude goes, okay. He goes out there and wrestles the guy who's about, like, you know, like 5'10". You know, Teddy Atlas is a huge dude. Dude is ripped. He just bench pressed 400 pounds for a shoot. But they go out and have a decent, you know, 10-minute match, you know.
Yep.
He goes back inside, and the promoter goes, oh, and then Teddy goes, how did I go? How did it go? Promoter goes, drags the other guy in front of a mirror, goes, how long do you think that it would take this guy, pointing at Teddy, to beat this guy,
Yeah.
pointing at the other guy? The guy said, I don't know, like a few seconds. He goes, so why did it take you 10 minutes?
Yeah.
You just killed the business. Why did it take you 10 minutes? And he had to leave the territory after that.
Wow.
He had to come back because his character wasn't believable at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of the point. Like, you got to make these beasts look like. I know you want to go out there and have a good match. Make these guys look like beasts.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
I agree. One question is is Vance Ten's name?
Yeah, Preston, I believe. Preston 10 Vance.
Gotcha. Because I kept getting confused because they kept calling him Vance, and I just kept getting confused. Are you good?
Yep, I'm good.
So our favorite backstage commentator, Lexi Nair, was with the Gun Club and the Acclaimed. She asked Anthony Bone, or she said, or there was actually a clip on, it was either Dark or Elevation, I believe Elevation, and it was Anthony Bones got injured, and she asked, since Anthony Bones is injured, what are you gonna do? Colton asked, what are you gonna do? What are we gonna do, Father? And then Max Caster says, yeah, what are we gonna do, Daddy? And I found that was cringe, and that did not 100% need to be said.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a little bit cringe.
My first thought was, I literally cringed when I heard it. Billy Gunn then pushes his sons out of the way and said all tag teams have to deal with adversity, but what makes them great is how they come out of it. Bowens, we know you're watching, get well soon, and then we will have a big old scissor party when you get back.
I mean, you know how I feel. I love these guys. I love Acclaimed backstage. I like this segment. Could do without the daddy, but everything else was funny.
I almost would like to see the Acclaimed without the Gun Club and just see the Acclaimed by themselves still.
Yeah, they were trying that for a while, but they were getting over, but they weren't getting as over as everybody else, you know? Yeah. And plus, it was, like we say all the time, there's only so much TV time to go along. This is a good way to kill two birds with one stone.
It is.
But yeah, after that, we got FTR with Tony Schiavone backstage, and they accept the challenge against Roppongi Vice. But they say they're not going to make a mockery of professional wrestling like they do. This is obviously a reference of Orange Cassidy. You know, they're in the same stable together, the best friends. It's obviously not a shoot, you know. You can't have everybody wrestle extremely realistically because, you know, they were trying that for a while, but then they realized that people like to be entertained sometimes, so... And FTR knows this, so don't read too much into this. But they say it's going to be a fight, and I believe it will be a fight. These Roppongi Vice is really good on New Japan. I know they're not predominantly featured on U.S. soil too much, but in Japan, you know, they're a decent little tag team, you know.
Yeah.
So this should be a good fight.
Yeah, I think it will be, I think it would be great to see FTR win AEW tag team. The AEW Tag Team Championships as well as the IGP World Heavyweight Championship. I think that'd be great to see him hold 4 championships at the same time.
Yeah, that would be extremely cool to see. I love FTR.
Yeah.
FTR is definitely my favorite tag team.
I would agree.
Yeah. So it was the Briscoes about a month ago. So now we're at FTR.
Yeah. The Living Legends.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Shawn Spears versus a giant who ended up being a big Damo. Spears leaves the ring and re-enters. He kicks Damo. Damo hits a running cross body on Spears. Spears jumps over Damo. Damo hits a running senton splash, and then Damo goes for the Vader bomb, but Spears moves out of the way. Spears hits a knee to the jaw of Damo, and then Spears hits C4, and Spears gets the victory. After the match, Spears speaks. He says, "I told you I am Wardlow's kryptonite 2 days ago. I left him laying in the ring, providing he isn't Superman. Next week, Shawn Spears won't be in a steel cage with Wardlow. Wardlow will be locked in a steel cage with the Giant Killer." You know, we're just trying to get to Wednesday, and I think we both know that somehow, someway, Wardlow will win, and probably, if I had to guess, somehow, someway, MJF probably gets knocked out, and then another ref has to come in.
So, I don't know what the rules are for this cage match. I wonder if it's go over the top, or
Yeah.
if it's getting pinned. I like the getting pinned version better.
Same.
But once again, I don't understand how he would be able to get the win. Maybe he can scare MJF into counting. That's a possibility. But like you said with the tweet, who knows how MJF will react to that. Yeah, definitely would be interesting to see. I can definitely see it being more of a segment than a match per se. Just because this upcoming Dynamite has so much good wrestling.
Yeah.
That I can definitely see this being more of an angle.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Dynamite with you on Wednesday, man. It's gonna be great.
I know. Every single week, the lineup looks stacked.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, for
Every
real.
single week.
Yeah, without fail. And
Without failure.
Their pay-per-views look great too. So, are you all good?
Yep, I'm perfect.
Undisputed Elite are next. We get the Cutler Cam. Bobby Fish, before anyone even did anything, he goes, "Brandon, shut your stupid face." Adam Cole says, "Kyle, you beat Ray Phoenix and did my dirty work taking out Sting. You're on fire." But I felt it was destiny. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, who are the 2 best wrestlers in the tournament. Kyle O'Reilly said, "I know you were going to love what I did to the Stinger. It was just for you, pal. As for the finals, it would be an honor to face you in the finals." And then the Bucks said, "The Hardys. In other news, your schedule is free now. Let's give the people the dream match. We are inviting you guys to a super kick party." I think me and you were both thinking that Samoa Joe wins this against Kyle O'Reilly.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Why would they target specifically the arm? And what did we see Kyle O'Reilly work in the entire match against Ray Phoenix?
Yeah.
The arm. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Or that could just be a way to make it believably a good match.
Yeah.
That could be what they're doing. But yeah, I definitely, if you put a gun to my head and told me to pick, I would probably say Samoa Joe, yeah.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe, take my money.
Yeah. Even Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, take my money. Yeah, for real. And as for the Bucks and the Hardys, take my money.
Yeah, yeah, that should be a good one. They wrestled in Ring of Honor. I believe it might be totally off, but I believe in 2018, 2019.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
And then I believe that match is happening at Double or Nothing.
Yeah,
so
that'll be a great match. Like we just alluded to, Double or Nothing looks absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
But after that, we had DMD and Tony Storm. DMD asked if Tony Storm can handle the pressure, the big match pressure. And Tony Storm basically says that she can, and asks DMD if she can. And then says if anything happens during the match, she'll rearrange all of her teeth and become her DMD. DMD is left speechless and runs away. Once again, speaking of take my money, DMD versus Tony Storm, take my money.
Take my money.
Yeah, exactly. This will be a great match for sure.
You know, speaking of taking my money, bro, how about Sasha Banks versus Britt Baker? How about Sasha Banks versus Tony Storm? How about Sasha Banks versus Thunder Rosa? Take my money.
Yeah. So, what kind of style is Sasha Banks? What would you say her wrestling style is?
Well, she has a mix. So before she took a break for WWE. I don't know, 6 months ago. I don't know. And she spent some time in Japan, so she picked up some new styles over there. So she's been all around the world.
Did she wrestle in Japan?
Yeah.
Or just train in Japan?
I think wrestled, but I could be wrong.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I could be wrong though. But so she's a phenomenal wrestler, and I hope that WWE just did not kill the passion for her.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be the case.
It does.
I don't want to slander them, but every time somebody comes to the I didn't love wrestling anymore when I was wrestling with.
Yeah.
And then they come here like, yep, reignited love for wrestling.
Yeah.
So something about the WWE style, and if I had to bet, it's the live tour, because in the live tour you have to wrestle the same match 10 fucking times
I don't get that
in a row.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is
man.
insane.
It's not even wrestling. That's like a literal theater performance
Yeah.
at that point. Because you're just going through the motions. So I can definitely see where they're coming from here. But AEW's schedule is so beautiful. One time a week. So you're looking forward to your wrestling day, all week, and you're getting paid handsomely for it. So it's very obvious why people flock to AEW after leaving WWE, because it just seems like a paradise to them.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. But after that, Jade Cargill says, and she's pissed. Oh no, am I way ahead?
You are way ahead.
I'm so ahead, bro. I don't know how the hell that happened. Let me go back.
I was wondering what you were doing, but it's all good.
I'm glad you just went with the punches.
Yeah.
So we have Red Velvet and Chris Statlander. Yep. And Ruby Soho was on commentary.
Yep.
Chris Statlander, right off the rip, she looks like a beast. She looks like a monster in this match. And whether that's just because of the size discrepancy, Red Velvet being very, I don't know, like ragdolly,
I didn't realize Red Velvet is 51-22.
That's a decent little record.
And then Chris Statlander's 43-17.
That's another decent record.
Yeah.
So both women here have been getting treated well since they've gotten here, it seems like. So this is, right off the rip, going to be a good contest. Chris Statlander grapples Red Velvet into the corner, and Red Velvet slaps Chris Statlander. Statlander body presses Red Velvet with one arm. Red Velvet tries for a Hurricane Rana, but Statlander stops her momentum and tries for a baseball slide to the outside, but Red Velvet uses the apron to stop her momentum, so a lot of momentum stopping. Newton would be very displeased right now. Red Velvet tries for a crossbody, but Statlander catches her and suplexes her on the ring apron. After a picture-in-picture, Statlander hits a German suplex for 2, and Red Velvet reverses out of another suplex and hits the final slice for 2. Final slice, I don't know why people know that, or I don't know why people still do this move. It is notoriously a terrible-looking move. Do you hate the move? It's what Zack Ryder used to do as well.
The Rough Rider?
Kofi Kingston, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Terrible looking move.
I liked it when Zack Ryder did it.
Because it's like, what are you trying to hurt? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's just my gripe with it.
I agree.
Go for it.
No, I mean, that's really all I was going to say. I agree.
Yeah. Statlander hits a Blue Thunder Bomb for
that
2.
Was sick.
Shout out Sami Zayn.
Yep.
Red Velvet hits Cazadora Facebuster for 2, which also looks sick. Statlander catches a kick and then hits her own spinning heel kick. Red Velvet rolls up Statlander, but then Red Velvet rolls her back up for the win. The baddies then attack Statlander, but Ruby Soho tries to save her from commentary, but to no avail. They need one more, and NJ comes and steals Smart Mark Sterling's crutch and evens the odds there. But yeah, very good contest between these two.
Yeah, I really don't understand why Mark Sterling is still selling the injury. I guess to sell, that's exactly why he's doing it, to sell the injury. But I really just answered my own question there. But I do think that he doesn't need to, especially if he's going to be in a match this Wednesday with Hook and Danhausen.
Yeah, he definitely needs to ditch it somewhere this week.
Yeah.
Probably Wednesday.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But you are right. It is very, very close to the pay-per-view to still be selling this.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Smart Mark, we have a training montage, very Rocky-esque, and it's very obvious here that Hook and Tony Nese are the ones who are going to be doing the real wrestling, and we got Danhausen and Sterling doing the comedy, which would be a good mix.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of strictly comedy characters, so I would love Danhausen to actually get some work in here, despite him being on the more entertainment side. But yeah, this will be a fun match on the pre-show for sure.
Agreed. I can't wait for it, actually. Cannot wait to be sitting in your apartment watching it.
Yeah, we getting our first bruise for the night.
Yes, sir. Yes,
great,
sir. It will be great. I'm sure it
maybe
kicks off
take
at 5.
a shot every time Hook suplexes somebody.
Do we know when it starts? Is it 6?
Yeah, probably 6.
We'll have to double check that and figure that out on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And then after, we get a Men of the Year promo. Ethan Page says, bad things happen to people who cross the Men of the Year. Ask the Inner Circle. Oh, wait, they don't even exist anymore. We will expose Sammy and Ty. Scorpio Sky then says, come out so I can bury you just like I buried the SCEU. Sammy appears on the Titantron and says, Sky, are you missing something? He has stolen the TNT Championship, Charlie. He said, if you want the belt back in one piece, you have to make the match. Dan Lambert says, what part of no do you not understand, moron? Sammy then takes a sledgehammer to the TNT Championship. Frankie Kazarian then appears and says, do you ever shut up? No wonder why everyone hates your guts. I
love that.
I did too. He said, let me hit you with a couple of facts. If Ethan Page doesn't interfere, I'm the TNT champion. What am I gonna do what I'm gonna do to the TNT championship? I'm gonna do a worse to you. And then Sammy says, whether you like it or not, this match will happen. And then they literally destroy the TNT championship. So, my first thought when I saw this was we're gonna get some taped up version of the TNT championship, like the old hardcore championship in WWE. I don't know. There was really no need to do this, in my opinion. What was wrong with the TNT championship?
So if you look at the timeline of the TNT championship, it kind of has changed depending on the champion who holds it, like the color.
Yeah.
So I think that's just what they're kind of doing here, tossing the old
one.
Gotcha. And then maybe Scorpio will get a new looking one.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but purple's calling to me. A purple TNT championship for Scorpio Sky would be, I think that would look pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe they show that off at Double or Nothing.
Yep. That would be sweet.
Yes, sir.
Did the TNT championship have a match at Double or Nothing?
Yeah, isn't it Sammy and... No, because they're trying to get this match to happen still.
Yeah, they haven't gotten it to happen yet.
Yeah. Now it would be the Britt Baker Tony Storm promo. But we already went
that. So we'll just do the Mark Henry segment. That's next, chronologically.
Oh, we got the Jake Hardgrove promo.
I said that as well.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. Moxley Danielson and Dante and Matt Sydal with Mark Henry backstage. The classic Rampage shenanigans. Matt Sydal says they're not going to turn to violence this match, and they're going to stay true to who they are, in reference to Dante Martin and Sydal kind of having more of a prettier looking, more lucha-esque pro wrestling style, and Moxley Danielson having a more grappling heavy style, more shoot style. I'll just
Yeah.
say, approach to pro wrestling. Danielson says it's proven that violence works based on the fact that Wheeler Yuta has the pure championship right now. And then Mox just basically roasts them because how they look.
Yeah. A great little promo there. Got me excited for the match, not going to lie.
Yep.
So,
it was a great match.
It was a great match. The Blackpool Combat Club is 3-0 here. Dante Martin is 49-25, and Matt Sydal is 37-30. The BCC starts off. They immediately attack Dante and Sydal before the bell rings. Moxley dumps Sydal out of the ring. Danielson with 2 uppercuts. Moxley throws Sydal into the steel barricade. Danielson then tags in Moxley. A ladder press on Martin for a 1 count. Moxley with a vertical suplex for a 2 count. Moxley then drags Dante to the corner. Moxley tags in Danielson while doing a heel hook. Danielson applies a Romero special, and we've talked about it so many times on this podcast. We love it. Danielson then covers Martin for a 2 count. Moxley gets to the tag. He body shots to Martin in the corner, and Matt Sydal tags himself in. And Sydal hits a spinning back kick, but Moxley catches Sydal in midair. Moxley then dumps Sydal face first on the top rope. Moxley then tags in Danielson. Danielson hits a flying knee strike off the ring apron. Dante Martin rolls Danielson back into the ring. Dante hits a flying cross body block for a 2 count. And Matt Sydal dumps Moxley out of the ring. Moxley then applies a rear naked choke on the outside to Matt Sydal. Danielson hits a avalanche butterfly suplex, which every time we see it, awesome. Danielson transitions into, Danielson applies the label lock and then transitions into the Ring of Saturn. Dante puts his foot on the bottom rope, which forces the break. Danielson then tags in Moxley, and they go for a heart attack, but Sydal counters with a spinning heel kick. Moxley goes for a belly-to-back suplex, but Sydal lands back on his feet, where they hit a double roundhouse kick to Moxley. Sydal then hits a Meteora on the apron. Dante connects with the nose dive for a 2 count. Sydal then pulls Danielson out of the ring. Martin reverses a paradigm shift. Moxley gets hit with kicks by Martin, and Martin gets caught by Moxley. Moxley hits a pile driver for a 2 count. Moxley starts hitting those hammer and anvil elbow strikes, and Danielson locks in the triangle sleeper on Sydal. Moxley then hits a paradigm shift on, I believe it was Dante Martin, and BCC wins.
Great match.
Great match. After the match, Mox and Danielson walk up the ramp and brawl with Jericho and Hager, and the Blackpool Combat Club versus JHS as the show goes off the air. What was really weird about this is we saw Danielson get his leg caught in the apron platform thing, but we didn't see that on Rampage. So I don't know if why Danielson walked all the way back to the ring after the show went off the air. Maybe he was cutting a promo with Moxley. I don't know.
Oh, well, I actually was paying attention to it, and I don't think that Danielson getting caught was on the camera that they were using.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I think it was in the background that was all going on. But like we were talking about, I don't know if it was on there or not, but he was definitely got his leg caught, but he was working once he realized that he was fine. You saw Jake Hager going in and hit him with strikes in his leg that was caught. Yeah, man was working.
Yeah, 100%. And I do have the lineup for AEW Dynamite here. So we got Jungle Boy with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus versus Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus Ricky Starks with Powerhouse Hobbs in a triple threat match. Then we got FTR versus Rapanon Vince for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. CM Punk and Heyman will have a face-to-face confrontation. Samoa Joe versus Kyle O'Reilly in the semifinals of the Owen Hart tournament. Ruby Soho versus Chris Statlander in a semifinal round for the women's. Britt Baker versus Toni Storm. And then Wardlow versus Shawn Spears, where MJF will be the special guest referee. You know, we say this every week, and we kind of talked this a little bit beforehand. Dynamite's going to be stacked this week.
Dynamite's going to be stacked this week, and yeah, no shock here. I love it. Freeman, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an honor. One last time, what was your match of the night?
My match of the night was our main event here, the Blackpool Combat Club versus Matt Sydal and Dante Martin.
Yep, definitely going to have to agree with you there.
And my promo would probably be the Shawn Spears promo, I guess, or the Toni Storm promo.
Yep, I think that pre-tape was really, really funny.
Yeah.
Really entertaining with Hook and Danhausen, for sure.
Yeah. And you know, so I will say, Charlie, that this is not goodbye. It's just see you later. A quote from Sting at World Hall of Fame. I will be back on this podcast, boys. Don't even worry. Just let my life calm down a little bit. Let me be able to put 100% into my work here, and I will be back. So.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yes, sir. And until then, guys. Oh, I was just gonna say. Until then, guys, click a like on the video. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be. Charlie will still be covering AEW Dynamite, so don't even worry about that. Not covering AEW Dynamite, covering like wrestling on the channel. That's obviously all up to Charlie what he wants to do, and I'm sure he'll give you guys updates on Twitter about it.
Oh yes, definitely. I'm still trying to figure things out. I'll definitely update this on Twitter as well, but I'm definitely going to be taking the next week and trying to figure out where I kind of want this channel to go. You know, I definitely can't just do what we've been doing here before, because you can't replace the greatness that was Austin Freeman. So I'm definitely going to have to move some pieces around it. But definitely we'll be back, probably for a Double or Nothing review.
Yeah.
I could probably say that pretty confidently. I'll be back for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to, Double or Nothing is going to be a great show, so.
Yep, I definitely can't wait, guys. Until then, treat each other with respect and support your local independent wrestling.
And we will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe.